Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP at $1.07. That's what XRP ran up to yesterday. Didn't mind seeing that one little bit. I mean, think about this. Just a little over 2 weeks ago, it was the end of the world. The bear market was here. XRP was at 52 cents, and it was just going to keep on crashing. But that didn't happen, did it? We've now seen since that local bottom, over from that level up to $1.07, over a 100% increase in price. And so, yeah, right now as I'm recording this, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in the market. And if this is making you feel bad or scared, I just want to ask, why? Why? No, seriously, drop a comment below. I want to hear from you. I want to know what's going through your mind. I am very curious. And look, it doesn't make you bad or stupid or anything like that. If you're feeling a bit unsure, it makes you a normal human. And we've all felt these things. I've felt the emotions in the past. I don't anymore. I'm like a robot now, but I used to feel the emotions with all the volatility in crypto. But here's the thing about this. The speculators emotionally buying are doing the messy bit of all of this for us. Seriously, they are. The speculators emotionally buying are doing the messy bit. Because, look, volatility exists in very large part thanks to the emotions of your typical retail speculator. They will push the price of XRP to its all-time high and beyond because the whole market moves in tandem. It just does. I firmly believe this to be the case. And so, as a hodler, if you're a person where it's not your goal to try and time the market or be a trader, get in and out of positions, if you're not one of those, well, first of all, a lot of people that say they're not one of those, well, awesome, because I'm not one of those, and I think data shows that's not good to be one of those. People say they're not one of those until emotions push them to feel scared, and then they become one of those, even though it was never part of the plan. And so just consider this. As a hodler, you can reduce your risk exposure within crypto by refusing to buy or sell something because you suspect that in the short term, price will go in a particular direction. The people that do that, the data shows they don't make as much money or they end up at a loss. And it could be the case that your suspicions are right, even if they're right a lot of the time. And maybe have a string of successes in a row. You have one bad guess about where the market's going to go, and you could be wrecked. You really could. And so for me, the message I really want to get across on that point, it's just quite simply that, for me at least, it's not worth increasing my risk exposure to the crypto markets by hoping that I'm going to be some sort of crypto wizard when the data says I won't be. The data says that I'm not likely to be some sort of crypto wizard. To the small amount of humans that can actually do that and know how to, and they're actual good traders, I nothing but respect for them, very legitimately, and I really mean that. That's not most people. And it's not me, and it's not something I think most people should even aspire to, because it just, like the data says, almost no one is going to be good at it. And even if you can logically understand the data, can you actually control your emotions? And that's why, like, for me, just understanding it's about risk exposure. And then, yeah, you'll get the people out there gloating on Twitter, I knew it was going to go down, so I bought lower, and now I got a bunch more XRP, this or that. And I'm just like, okay, well, you had risk exposure that I didn't have, and I'm not willing to take that on. And I think that I will outperform people that behave differently than me. That would be my suspicion here. And look, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I just think it's fun to talk about, like, the theory behind why people behave the way they do in markets and stuff like that. It's like, to me, that's always an interesting conversation, but definitely don't specifically buy or sell or hold anything because of what I say or write. I don't want to pretend to be some sort of guru. There's enough people on YouTube pretending to be gurus. I am not. I'm just a dude named Moon Lambo on the internet. And in fact, you don't even know if I'm wearing pants right now. Think about that. So, like, even if I were offering advice, would you want to take advice from a guy on the internet named Moon Lambo who may or may not be wearing pants? Like, you do not know my current pants situation. I'm telling you. And by the way, I want to mention this too. There's an interesting article here. I'll just read the headline from the Daily Huddle. Bitcoin enters institutional era as $1 million transactions start to dominate. And so, look, this is another reason for me. It makes all the sense in the world to be long crypto, and it's just another reason why, for me personally, it makes no damn sense to try and time markets or engage in any of this behavior, other than on, like, a very macro scale. Like, I recognize that there are 4-year cycles. That's just the way that it's panned out for the roughly 12 years that crypto has been a thing. And so I am counting, based on historically what's happened, I'm counting for one final leg up, bubble inflate for all of crypto, including XRP. Then I'm expecting a pop and then downward. But other than that, no timing the market whatsoever. Not at all. And so for me, it's just about at what point am I going to feel enticed to sell my XRP and the rest of my crypto holdings? And I suspect this is going to be what happens here. But beyond that, it's just another reason that more money's coming in. Institutions are getting here. You're seeing an endless upward climb in terms of just even retail speculators adopting this. Like everybody's coming to the party, right? And so for me, worrying about the short term stuff is risky and it results in disastrous outcomes for most people. I'm just not participating in that. And so here you have XRP. I just thought I'd pull up the chart. This is the 24-hour chart for XRP. Here you can see the 24-hour high, $1.07. Got to get back up to $3.92 to hit that all-time high, according to Live Coin Watch. And so, yeah, market's a bit down right now. And actually, I'll point out this, too. If you look to the right here, it's only very recently that XRP has started trending down. But it's not just XRP, it's the whole market. If you look at the tail end of all these weekly charts as I just scroll down, it's not just XRP, it's pretty well just about 100% of all coins. And you may also notice that a lot of these weekly charts look almost exactly the same. And there's a reason for that. People are not sufficiently recognizing the differences between individual cryptocurrencies. As a result, the market moves together. And so since I firmly believe the whole market's moving up, that's the direction it's going, why am I going to bother trying to time crap? And plus in the United States, don't forget this, like people don't factor in this, and I think people should. Think about the tax implications if you're in the United States specifically, because if you hold crypto for less than a year, you're taxed at whatever your income bracket you're at. Whereas if you hold for at least a year, then you get taxed a maximum of 20%, which is the long-term capital gains tax rate. 20%, yeah, it's still a big tax, but I'd rather pay that than whatever my income bracket's going to be. If you're talking about, because some people here, like I know some of you listening out there, you're going to have multi-million-dollar profits this market cycle. Some already have, actually. For those that have been fortunate enough to have put money in coins that have already gone, and there haven't been that many that have gone parabolic, so don't worry, like it's still early. But you think Dogecoin, there have already been millionaires made from that. Even Ethereum Classic, which is the worst cryptocurrency on the entire planet, arguably. So there have been some coins that have taken off. People made a bunch of money off of Bitcoin over the last year, of course. I get that. But I think that most of the money yet to be made for the people that end up finding success in this market, I think it's yet to come. The most exciting action happens in that final leg up, and we're almost there, I personally think. And this was interesting too. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Look at this. It's now at 70 out of 100. I actually was wondering if it might have been a little bit higher. That's good in the sense that people are feeling positive. That people are back in greed after we were in extreme fear just last month, not long ago at all. But I was kind of wondering with how much it's run up lately, if we might have seen a bigger number. I was just kind of curious, but that's the sentiment that we're seeing. And now we're seeing a pullback, so I won't be surprised if the next time this updates, and it updates once every 24 hours, won't be surprised to see that down, at least to some degree, because the market's down, and just whatever's happening in the moment, that makes people feel things, and when people feel things, then they do stuff that maybe they shouldn't perhaps do. I'm just saying, emotion's not a good way to make important financial decisions. Use logic and data. And calm yourself down, damn it. That's what I'm saying. And then there is this, too. Look at this headline from you today. XRP surges to $1.09. Here are possible reasons from sentiment. And I don't know where they got the number $1.09. I don't think they said it in the article. But they just pulled data from somewhere else. Like, for instance, so I cited here, XRP got up to $1.07. Well, it's according to Live Coin Watch, but different entities are pulling data differently, and different exchanges have different peaks in terms of XRP price or any price, and different lows. And usually they're pretty close, because people across the world, they're looking for arbitrage opportunities. So if there's some sort of big gap, they're going to take advantage of it. But because of those arbitrage opportunities, that's what keeps the global prices, rather close together. Certainly. So anyway, I just thought I'd acknowledge it, because somebody might be wondering, wait, you said $1.07, and now this article says $1.09. Well, that's in a nutshell why. So anyway. Sentiment data vendor has tweeted that as XRP has shown an 18% rise earlier today, it has been decoupling from Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Let me pause right there. The whole market's moving in tandem, and so we need to parse those words. When you're talking about decoupling, if you're talking about in the short term, okay, that would be one thing. But over the long haul, no, the market is absolutely still moving in tandem. together. So just, yeah, that's why I always say, like, anytime you feel like XRP and the market is not moving or is no longer moving in tandem, I just like zoom out on a chart, and you will see that it absolutely is. And so anyway, the analytics team tweeted that a further rise in the daily interaction of unique addresses along with the emergence of new wallets on a daily basis is likely to push the price rally of the sixth largest cryptocurrency a lot higher. On August 11th, XRP managed to surge to as high as $1.09 level from 80 cents briefly, showing an almost 24% spike, and then it rolled back. At press time, the Ripple-affiliated cryptocurrencies changing hands at $1.01. Yeah, and so nothing goes up in a straight line forever. And these are fun little bursts, they are, but the biggest burst that we're going to see, that will be towards the very tail end of this market cycle. And those ones are the most fun. Those ones are, it's like, oh, it's the next day and XRP is $1 more than it was 24 hours ago. Like, those are the fun ones, right? When something like that happens. But here's what Santiment wrote. Here's the tweet. XRP is enjoying a plus 18% day on a nice decoupling from Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto currently. Watch for an uptick in the address activity, meaning unique addresses interacting daily, and network growth, so new addresses created, which would push this rally further. And I'm going to be watching that. I want a little bit more time to pass to see what things look like, but I'm going to put out a video in the not too distant future where I highlight those metrics as well, because new account activations are always fascinating to me. And when you get surges like this, inevitably there's an uptick. So then there was this. From chart analyst Credible Crypto, here was something from June 25th. When this is back when, if you said that we were still in a bull market, there were naysayers out there that would call you an idiot stick and hurt your feelings. But here's what Credible Crypto wrote, because he was not one of these people that thought that we were in a bear market. No. And he wrote, some calling for new lows on XRP/BTC. While it's technically possible, I think a reversal off this region makes more sense considering XRP/USD is on major historical support. And again, that was June 25th. And then just yesterday, he retweeted that and wrote, do you see it now? And you can, right here. Like, so here's the chart from June 25th. You can see this is where it was at, and then you had this little green arrow indicating this is roughly the time frame and roughly the direction I would expect. And then here's the updated chart showing what actually happened. And so right where I'm circling here, this is where the last chart ended. Time passed, and what do you know, it jumped back up. But that wasn't supposed to happen. That's what the bears said. This was supposed to keep going down because we're in a multi-year bear market all of a sudden. But that didn't happen, did it? Poor bears, poor bears. So here's a tweet also. This is also from June 25th, the same day. And this is a screen grab because Credible Crypto tweeted out, we are not the same, #BullNation. What's he talking about there? Well, here's a screen grab from June 25th. And there's somebody named Crypto Ash who wrote, it's over, brother. We're bearish. And Credible Crypto responded on June 25th and wrote, it's over for you. You're bearish. And indeed, Credible Crypto's sentiment was correct. But this is what we've all been dealing with. Like, I've seen people in my YouTube comment section saying stuff along these lines. And look, I don't mind it as long as people are polite. Like, I don't need people to agree with me for me to respect or like them. That's totally fine. Love diversity of thought. It only bothers me when people are just not acting like adults and being rude, like just, I don't know, I emotionally feel something different than you and I think you're wrong, so here's insult, like that's stuff I don't so much enjoy. But people that just like genuinely think something different, but they're at least civil about it, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you I think you're wrong, and I don't mean it to be rude, but I do think you're wrong. And just like you're telling me that you think I'm wrong. So that's fine, we can disagree. But I think enough time has passed that it's pretty damn clear, in fact, I was right and you were wrong. No. All right, and so then there was this too. And look, so this is about Ethereum, but please pay attention to this because last market cycle, Ethereum and XRP both had roughly the same top in terms of market cap. Not at the exact same time, but this is important. People are treating them in terms of like how much money is going to throw in and how quickly the price is going to bid up. Like, they responded the same. And so what if you see that again this market cycle? Well, Ethereum's already much higher than XRP in market cap, so to me, the idea of that would be quite exciting. And so on July 12th, just a month ago, Credible Crypto wrote, all things considered, this makes the most sense to me. I think we see some relief across the board in the coming weeks. Invalidation on a touch of $1,720. And I remember covering this. Here, I'll blow it up. I remember covering this a month ago when he put this idea out, and I was saying, hey, look, this is important. XRP and Ethereum, They were very samey last market cycle. And yes, the whole market moves in tandem, but in particular, XRP and Ethereum happen to have the same top in terms of market cap. That's notable. That seems unlikely because they were jockeying for that number 2 spot in terms of market cap a lot towards the tail end of the last bull run, right? And so here you can see what on July 12th, what he was anticipating would happen. And there's some people that thought he was nuts about this because we're supposed to be in a bear market. This is reckless to share with people. Blah, 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 blah. Don't share opinions. Keep inside. Blah, 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 blah. And but what actually happened is, as I will show you, what he expected to happen did happen. So I'll pull the chart full screen in one sec. But here's what he wrote. And this is just 20 hours ago he wrote this. And here we are. While I do think we see an initial rejection here, we could very well put in a higher low as opposed to a lower low as originally pictured. Bottom line, time to be cautious and prepare for a potential correction as we approach the red zone. And so here's the chart that he's showing. And so at the bottom end of that red zone, $3,231. And as I record this, looks like Bitcoin did indeed hit that. It hit $3,263. And it bounced right off the lower end of that region, and it's now at $3,041. So Credible Crypto, clearly from the future. I assume he is a time traveler utilizing a DeLorean with a flux capacitor to make this all possible. Because you understand, like the flux capacitor, that is what makes time travel possible. Ask Doc Brown. And so it's bounced off this level, gone back down a little bit, and we'll see if this keeps playing out the way that he thought it was, even dating back to like a month ago, which is interesting. But it has to this point. So, and again, it's about probabilities. It's not like this is some sort of certainty, and Credible Crypto never would have said even a month ago that this is certain. It's about what is likely to occur moving forward based on all the data available at the time. And so somebody named Barrett read that and wrote the following. Hey, Credible Crypto, thank you for all this work that you put out. I'm newer to the crypto game, and when you say prepare for a correction, how do you go about preparing? I think that's a good question. And Credible Crypto responded with the following. So that depends on your current circumstances. If in leveraged longs, consider taking some profit. If overly exposed to the market, consider selling some crypto to free up some fiat to buy the dip. If experienced as a trader, consider hedging your exposure with a short. And so that looks like stuff that would encourage people to take action. Remember when I started the video saying data shows that's not good for most people? That is true, and Credible Crypto knows that too. In fact, check this out. Somebody named Jim asked the following. And if you are a hodler, sit on your hands, ? And Credible Crypto wrote, that is what I would do, with an exclamation point. And so understand that, and he said this publicly, most of his holdings are long-term. He doesn't mess with them. He's not feeling emotions either. Like, he's been in this long enough. Of course, he's not feeling the emotions, the negative emotions. We can all get excited, but he's not feeling the negative emotions there. And so most of his crypto, he's publicly stated, he's not doing anything with it. He just refuses to put it at risk. And then he has a smaller bag that he is willing to trade, and that's something that he does. And he seems to be good at it. So good for him. This is where I'm saying, like, legitimately, kudos to him. Could not more genuinely mean that. And so when he's talking about all the stuff you could do in terms of getting in and out of positions, if you're one of those people, okay, super, if that's what you want to do. Buy, sell, hold, I don't care. I'm just saying that it's very clear, and I don't see enough people shouting this from the rooftops, which is why I do it all the damn time. Doing nothing, the data proves, if you're talking about the stock market or crypto, pick your market, doesn't matter. The people that do nothing, they perform much better. And I've pulled up specific data and videos to prove this. It is the case. It is undeniably the case. Which is why. So one of the reasons I keep sharing this is because even though you've got to make your own informed decisions, I think that friendly reminders, as we go through these markets that do make people feel emotions, just reminding people this is the case, so that maybe you can kind of reduce what you're, especially any negative emotion at the moment. I think that will be helpful so that you can make your own informed decision, because I don't care what your decision is, it doesn't impact me. Any big decision in life, even if it's not financially related, it's almost always a terrible idea to make such an important decision with emotion. I believe that firmly to be the case. And so especially when you're talking about finances, you got your real money at stake. It's like, damn. Now into this from the Daily Hodl. Bitcoin enters institutional era as $1 million transactions start to dominate, says Glassnode. On-chain market analysis firm Glassnode says an increasing number of $1 million Bitcoin transactions is a sign of growing institutional involvement. Glassnode indicates that since September of 2020, the number of Bitcoin transactions worth over $1 million has shot up from nearly 1/3 to more than 2/3 of the total value of Bitcoin transferred. And here's a quote. Since September 2020, the dominance of these large-size transactions has risen from 30% to 70% of the total value transferred. End quote. That's something. I mean, I don't know how many people could have predicted that about a year ago. That's absolutely massive. And so, look, this is the direction that things have been heading for over a decade at this point, which is why I was also saying at the outset again, it's like, to the people that are truly long-term oriented, like, I think that there's just there really is, even at this point still, truly life-changing wealth that can be acquired. Like, I even think, like, if you are so unfortunate as to, by the very tippy top of this market cycle, where however high it goes, and I don't pretend to know exactly how high it's going to go, but if you were like the most unlucky crypto investor, you jump in and it's right at the top, and you put a bunch of money down, and then it crashes 80 to 90%, I think I'd be willing to bet for fun that if such a person held for over I don't know how long it would take. Certainly the next market cycle. So even if you wait 4 or 5 years, you'd be up. But I bet if you wait another market cycle past that, like, can you imagine even purchasing like a decade later after making that unfortunate purchase at the very tippy top of the market? Like, that could still be, that could be like truly life-changing wealth. It still can. And the reason I say that with confidence is because we have seen that every single each of the last couple market cycles. I mean, I'm talking about the peak of any market cycle that we've ever had, and there's only been a few, obviously, since we've been around 12 years. But previously, if you were unfortunate enough to buy at the top, the next market cycle, if you just held to the top of the next market cycle, or not even necessarily have to hold to the top, but if you just held it, then you ended up making a fortune. And so it just goes to show, like, this asset class is truly in its nascency, and there's going to be tremendous multiplier effects, for those that hold. My gosh, because just wait till more and more money keeps on flowing and flowing and flowing in. Barely any humans have ever held crypto at any point in time, yet we're already seeing, a market cap that got up to recently, a couple months ago. How high did it get? Over $2.5 trillion, I believe. That's nothing. That's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. And here we are. That's why I keep saying, like, it's early days. So much opportunity, and I'm so excited to be here. And can't wait to see just how high XRP specifically is going to go, because it's my favorite cryptocurrency personally, and my largest holding. So I'm biased. I am biased at this point. But I came in as a blank slate in late 2017 and made my decisions based on all sorts of things I learned. And now, as a result of taking action based on what I learned and what I thought was important in the market, XRP is my largest crypto holding. And I do hold roughly 24 different cryptocurrencies, but that one's still my favorite. And I firmly believe, like, the prices we're seeing right now, even if you're talking about yesterday at $1.07, that's going to look like nothing by the time this market cycle's complete. All right, I'll wrap up there. Let me know how you feel below. You guys doing okay out there? You excited? I bet most of you are just excited, but some people are feeling scared, and you can see that because the price went down. If I see the price going down, I know there's a certain percentage of market participants that are feeling scared, regardless of whether or not they're selling. I mean, sure, the ones that sold, they must have felt scared, but there were people feeling scared that didn't sell, and I know what that's like. I've been there before. But it just makes you a normal human, which is why I'm just seeking to be weird. I'd rather just be weird with money, frankly. I really would, in my investments in crypto. Let me just be weird with my crypto investments, because normal doesn't go so well for people. Going against the grain and not trying to time markets and not giving into emotion, like, that makes a whole lot more sense. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.